What's going on, guys? Dan Watson here with ViralStacking.com. In this video, I want to give you a very important update of one of the programs that we are using currently for kind of the heart of our viral stacking strategy. They have made what I consider to be a fairly big change, so I want to go over that. So sit tight and we'll get right to it. Okay, as you can see here, the site I want to talk about is Final Auotclaim. They have made a change in some of their staking, so I want to show that to you right now. Over here and click staking on the menu on the top menu bar. We can scroll down. And as we see here, you can still get the 40% for staking space, whether it be in MetaMask or Trust or whatever route that you want to do. I'm using it on the Binance chain in my MetaMask, but that's how I'm doing this, and I've done this before as well, and this has been 40% for a while, and it still is. But the LP, where, as you can see here, this is you stake space in your MetaMask or whatever it is, and you earn space. And if you were doing that, you could click the button, if you were staking space on your MetaMask, for instance, you could claim here and it would go into your wallet here, and then you could withdraw it to your MetaMask wallet. That's if you're using the staking space to get space on one of those three chains, such as the Binance chain, like in your MetaMask, for instance. Now, if I go back to this staking, they have one here where you can stake space LP, and LP stands for liquidity pool. And basically what you're doing is you're kind of staking or tying up an equal amount of space and BNB, or at least that's how I'm doing it, and you can earn for that. And the way they pay you for that, for those earnings, is in Dutchy. And if you've used the site before, you know that the Dutchy can either be used to fund the auto faucet, or you can just swap it over to another coin. They have dropped this quite a bit. It used to be 40% just like this. This and this both, the stake space to earn space and the stake space LP to earn Dutchy, both used to be 40%. Today is the first day I've noticed this, that they dropped this down to 30, and that's what we've been doing in our strategy. Is we've been staking our space LP in order to earn Dutchy, and then we can either use that to run the auto faucet, or like I said, you could swap it over to another coin, or you could use it to run the auto faucet and then swap everything you earn with the auto faucet over to whatever coin you want. You do have quite a few options with this. Now, don't get me wrong, 30% is still not nothing. It's not terrible. It's a lot better than what you're going to get in most places for most coins, etc., etc., etc. Now, you might be saying, well, Dan, what's the big deal? And you can still get the 40% over here, stake space to earn space. Yes, absolutely. And, since that dropped 25% of what it was, if you take 40 and then all of a sudden you have 30, that's losing a quarter of it. You're losing 25%. Obviously, this one is going to make a little bit more sense. Now, in this one, like I said, you would have to go claim it, and then you'd have to withdraw it to your MetaMask space wallet, for instance, and then you can use that to change it over to something else. Unfortunately, the swap feature here will not let you swap space coins. So you would need to send that to your MetaMask wallet, for instance, in order to swap space into something else, such as BNB or whatever the case may be. Now, with the swap feature, you can swap quite a few coins over to quite a few different coins. But this is just one of the ones that they do not allow you to swap from. You can swap a lot of things to space if that's what you want to do with your auto faucet earnings or whatever the case may be, but you cannot swap space to something else. So when you claim it in this, and then it goes to your wallet, you can't change it into something else like, say, Tron or Litecoin, and then withdraw it into, say, your Atomic wallet, for instance. So I mean, it's not really a huge deal. I might go end up and just end up staking this as opposed to this. I'm not really sure yet. 40% is still really, really good. It's not bad. And to be honest, the space coin is fairly stable in my opinion only. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say should be taken as financial advice. Always talk to a financial professional. Never use more than you can afford to lose, and use some common sense. But with that being out of the way, in my opinion, I don't think space is a bad coin. I wouldn't mind staking it. But going down to 30, I mean, like I said, that's still good. But it's really hard to grow it into something substantial if you are just using PTC and faucet sites and things of that nature in order to get your seed coin. Now, you can do it. It can be done. It is possible. I've done a majority of that myself. However, I have spent an ungodly amount of hours clicking on ads in order to do it. So I want to make things for people coming into this viral stacking strategy as efficient as possible. So we are probably going to keep this on the table. However, it might end up being moved to a point slightly further down the passive strategy. We might put something else before this that earns a little bit more than 30 or 40 just to speed things up a little bit. I still think this is a really good idea. I still think it's probably worth still having in the strategy, obviously being this now instead of this, but it might end up getting moved back a little bit. Now, what are we going to put maybe in front of it or instead of it or whatever the case may be? Well, I'm actually going to talk about that tonight on office hours. If you would like to join me, you're more than welcome to ask questions live there. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to watch the replay in the Facebook group, so the choice is yours. You can do that either way. I will probably be doing a video update on that later, but if you want to know as soon as possible, that would be the way to do it. So it's a strategy that I'm still experimenting with. I don't know for sure exactly how it's going to work or if it would make sense to put it in front of the space strategy or not, but it is something I am currently working on, and it does have the capability to be quite a bit higher than this 30% or 40%. Now, like I said, I still think this is good, and I would still personally like to keep this in our passive strategy as, you know, one of our facets, one of the prongs, so to speak, in our multi-income stream passive strategy. I think we have about 4 passive income streams in the passive strategy right now, and I'd like to add more in the future. But the thing is, I can't spread myself too thin with all these different passive strategies. I need to get a lot of these to the point where I can be withdrawing from them regularly in order to fund the other ones. I've spread myself kind of thin just because I wanted to test a lot of things out, but I've actually been liquidating a couple things, and it's not necessarily things that I don't want to do anymore. It's just things that are going to have to go on the back burner that I still want to include, but I can't focus as much on right now. So I know this was really high up as far as the beginning part of our passive strategy, and for right now it is. If you just want to, you know, stake the space to earn space in your MetaMask as opposed to Dutchy, go ahead and do that. You don't have to cancel anything or withdraw anything or liquidate anything if you don't want to. And, you know, for right now, maybe if you want to liquidate this and then just put it in space, like honestly, when you liquidate this, if you're using MetaMask, for example, it will just go back into your MetaMask wallet, and as long as you have that synced up and everything, like we've talked about in other videos, that should be staking it just fine. One thing you would need to do, let's go over here, go to space bonuses. Once you've done that, if you were to liquidate this space LP and the space and the BNB goes back into your MetaMask wallet, for example, you would then want to convert all your BNB into space, and then you would need to go over here and click refresh your space balance. And that would show it that you're actually staking it in your MetaMask wallet. Now, I haven't really converted all my BNB over to space yet, but this is what you would do once you do that. So hopefully that makes sense. I know I'm kind of talking around myself, but hopefully that makes some sense. Let's see, what else? I think that's going to do it for this little update. So I just wanted to let you know of that change in the staking, that they did drop the percentage quite a bit in that one. I don't think that is the best idea to do, at least the staking for Dutchy. I think it's better, if you're going to still use this, to end up just staking space for space in your either MetaMask wallet or whatever else that you want to use, on whatever chain you want to use. But that's just my opinion. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just kind of telling you what I'm doing, what works for me, what doesn't, what I, might recommend, what I would, might recommend to steer clear of, etc., etc. Guys, this is just kind of like a public journaling, public chronicling of my experience in cryptocurrency and how to earn it. This is in no way financial advice, so please don't take it as such. I'm just kind of showing you, wearing the reporter's hat, showing you my experience. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer those for you as quickly as possible, at least to the best of my knowledge. If you want to get a sneak peek of what might be not necessarily replacing this strategy, but being bumped to in front of it, it's something that I have not done before. I have not talked about it on camera before. So if you are interested in getting a sneak peek at what that might be, go ahead and join me for office hours tonight. You do need to be in the Facebook group to do that, but you can find the link to the group in the description of this video. So thanks again for watching. It really means the world to me every single time. I don't take it for granted. Every time I see a view pop up on YouTube, it really means a lot to me, and I really appreciate it. So thanks again, and I will talk to you in the next one. Have a good one.